Morning. Shavua Tov. It's Sunday morning, June 6th, 6/6/2021. We are nearing the end of the month of Sivan, which we said we would continue our daily offerings through the end of... the end of Sivan, which will be the end of this week. So on Friday morning, Rosh Chodesh Tammuz, Friday morning the 11th, we'll kind of take a break for the summer. We've been working our way through Pirkei Avot, chapter 3 now, up to Mishnah 13. And this one really is important because it will bring us to a conversation on... Are you leaving? Where are you going? Oh, that's right. You need your books. Sorry. It takes us into a conversation on what is the spirit of humankind. So this is a good one. And as Jim goes to get his morning tea, we remember that. Well, we can begin the conversation. You know, the previous Mishnahs have been a test, a push to incorporate wisdom into our lives so that wisdom doesn't just sit with us, but it comes through us and it influences every deed that we have. We use our Torah wisdom to make our souls better, to have a good spirit and to be good people. And when we integrate wisdom into our lives, into our very lifestyles, then we become part of the solution and not continue being part of the problem. And we can see that the world really is so broken. We're talking about how we're coming out of this pandemic, but we're really not. The whole globe, we have to think about how connected we are, not just here in this country. And, it's not even in this country, really. It's just in our little bubbles that we feel like we're coming out of it. We could be coming out of it, but we have to think globally, not just locally. And that is part of the spirit of humankind. It's not the spirit of one type of person or one group of people. It's the spirit of humankind that we have to consider. So when we offer a mishaberach, let's offer a mishaberach. It needs to be for all creation. We had the bat mitzvah last night, of a little girl who at 10 years old was adopted from Bulgaria. She was in an orphanage with her little brother in Bulgaria and decided that at 10 years old she needed to come to America, and so she found some parents and they brought her here. It wasn't easy. They brought her here, and last night at Tower Grove Park we had her bat mitzvah, and she read the portion of Korach, to let us know what are the controversies that are for the sake of heaven and the ones that are not for the sake of heaven. And this little girl told a story about a kid that she knew in her orphanage that teased her and did something cruel to her. And she said, what I really came to was trying to figure out what would make her, what was wrong in her life, what kind of compassion could I have for her to understand why she would do something so cruel to me. And that was the sake of heaven. So let's offer a mishaberach. You ready? A shout out to Andy to come home. Andy, please come home. There's always hope. For all the people that we've been praying for with cancer and COVID and Alzheimer's, for people with mental illness, very real.
Come on, Andy. There's remedies, there's medicine,
Yeah.
and then there's the durable remedies. Talk, and more talk.
Yeah. So, Amisha Berach, for all the people that we are praying for, could use some healing.
Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, for the healing of the spirit, healing of the body, for those we know, for those we don't know. On my right, the angel Michael, on my left, the angel Gabriel. In front of me, the angel Uriel. Behind me, the angel Raphael. Above my head, above my head, above my head. Shekhinah Dehel.
Yeah. Oh, angels, please come. Be with us, angels. We could use some angel help here.
Baruch atah Adonai Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, great healer. Amen. 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 Baruch atah Adonai Rofei HaCholim. And
for learning wisdom.
Israel, make the words of your teachings pleasant on our lips of all of those that come into our circle, so we can spend the time in learning for the pleasure of it and for its implications in our lives. Beit Yisrael. And for all these things, to be an influencer and to be influenced, to take our place, to receive and to give, to receive and to give, and for its own sake, for the purity of it, the purity of the activity. Lishma. Blessed are you who teaches to your people in this fashion. Amen.
Amen. Hu haya omer. Who's who? Who's him? He, Rabbi Chanina, son of Dosa. He's getting a lot of press here. Getting a lot of wisdom from Chanina, the son of Dosa. He's a healer, right?
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm. So good, we can trust him, because he used to say, Hu haya omer. One kol sheruach. One in whom the ruach, the spirit of created right?
beings.
Created beings. So the spirit of created beings takes delight, right? One in whom, this is a tough one. One in whom the spirit of humankind, but not just humankind, it's creation, right?
Okay.
If you look at the Hebrew, briut. One in whom the spirit of creation takes delight. The spirit of God, the spirit of hamakom, right? That name for God that is finding your place in something. Hamakom. The spirit of God, hamakom, takes delight. But one in whom the spirit of this creation takes no delight, the spirit of God takes no delight, because they are one and the same. The spirit of...
Or, yeah.
They're the same, right? They're one and the same. You cannot not love creation and not love God and not love God, right? You have to. They are one and the same. They're so, they're connected, right? Now, what does this mean? It perhaps means, and then it says, but one in whom the spirit of creation takes no delight, the spirit of God, hamakom, takes no delight. So you have to, and this is not a teaching, it says, for everyone. You know, this is not a teaching for people who take delight in the material world, right? I mean, of course the material world is beautiful, nature, and I know that we get lifted up by sunshine and the beautiful moon and flowers and trees and the beauty of creation, the mountains, the seas, everything. But the essence, there's something that we're part of that's much bigger than that, and that is the wisdom to be its protector, right? It is the wisdom to know that there is something greater than ourselves that we are connected to. And so, what is the true test? The true test is whether a person can integrate the teachings of Torah in themselves, right? The teachings of Torah, living a moral, ethical life, not just joy, right? Not just enjoyment, not just pleasure. I mean, of course that's important. Of course pleasure's important. But that's not what this is about. You know, this is about, this is not about appealing to the pleasure-seeking, materialistic, popular world, right? It says instead success is measured by the impact that you have with people who are doing the real work. People who are willing to sacrifice for the common good. People doing the real work. The real work. Not based on materialism. Not based on making decisions in healthcare on how much it's going to cost, right? But on pikuach nefesh, the saving of a life. These are the things that have to, these are this is the wisdom, these are the teachings that have to run our lives, have to run how we do things. And it's not for everybody. Not everybody's going to make decisions like
so many other things, it is a matter of discernment.
It is.
How do you discern that? It's hard to discern it. You have to be... So the words used here are really important.
Yeah.
What makes the spirit calm, quiet. That which quiets the spirit.
Yeah, this notion of the ruach habriot nocha, right?
Calms the spirit, quiet. What calms the spirit quiets the spirit. So you have to be attentive to what that is, that matter of discernment again, because it's not always obvious. It's not just, oh, this is beautiful, this is cute, this is pretty, this is quantifiable, or even I'm walking in the garden, and the garden is beautiful.
Yeah.
But a closer look, everything's a little out of whack in the garden.
It is. That's why we're out here.
That's right.
That's why we're out here.
And that quality, to pick that up, is a matter of discernment. And
yes. So how do you
not everybody has it.
I know, but when you have it, how do you live in it and not let it destroy you? You know, we do this meeting every Sunday at 1 o'clock with these remarkable people who've been touched by mental health and mental illness issues. And the truth is, I think they have a thin veil, and they are able to discern the imperfection in creation, and it makes it difficult to live sometimes.
Yeah, you know? And they're vulnerable. They're hanging on, and their vulnerability both increases their sensitivity and also challenges them. really challenges it.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
So we can learn something.
It's
We
an
have to learn from
elevated sensitivity. Definitely.
So, dear friends, be one of those in whom the spirit of creation takes delight.
And is quieted. And you know, there's another avenue in, and that is to start at the apodosis, to start at the end of the story, at the end of the phrase, and quiet the spirit.
My meditation,
Do
my prayer,
do the
my
activities that
music.
quiet the spirit,
Right.
and that will enhance your discernment. You know, and
Nice.
you'll make more wiser judgments.
Yes.
So quiet the spirit.
Quiet
You know how to
the
do
spirit.
that.
Yes, we do. We do. Great. All right. Thank you for that.
June 6th,
Gonna do a prayer for
2021.
peace? No?
Bless our president, our vice president, our new mayor, and all their noble retinue.
And maybe this is the greatest prayer for peace, when we become part of the solution, part of the peace ourselves.
When the upper worlds and the lower world find each other, it will be a secret, gracious wisdom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Can you hear that song?
Bless and protect. It will be a blessing and a protection.
We love you, son.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
Can you hear that song?
Justice and peace find each other, they kiss.
Kiss, kiss. Bring him so close.
Yisad Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. God's face will
Can
be
you hear that
lifted to
song?
you,
Yeah.
and you may experience peace.
Even for a moment. Like the spices that have Dala.
If you can visit there, you can live there. If you can visit there, you can live there.
Nice.
King Yida Son.
Amen. Nice. I like that. So be one in whom Ruach Habriot Nocha.
Amen.
Be one in whom the spirit of creation takes delight. Amen. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back, we hope, tomorrow morning. We hope you have a day of light, a day of lift. It's a beautiful day here
In the heartland,
West.
the omphalos, the
Right.
belly button of America.
Right. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Ciao,
Be
babies.
back tomorrow in Yirtzeh Hashem, inshallah.